Hello there. My name's David, and today I'm out with my friends on a motorcycle adventure. There's Big Heath on his GN125 copy in its original state. I'm riding something very similar, also pre-modification, and we're joined by our friends Michelle and her son on generic Chinese 150s. Awesome little peds. We climbed up a massive pipe, the least natural thing we could find in this area marked on the map as a nature reserve, and found a dead end with a weird pool in it. So we turned back round and thought we'd head up the valley a bit further in case we could find something a bit more resembling an actual hike. The little valley we'd found was pleasant enough, and a narrow little country road with a smooth surface is always welcomed. That surface will break down soon enough, but before then we pulled over and picked the odd orange. My wife would be well impressed with finding some fresh fruit on the roadside. Here we are, look, on the hard pack, and we had to ford some little mountain streams. Fording a stream on a motorbike is one of those rare treats in life that shouldn't be special, but holds a certain magic to it. Perhaps it's the splash of the water. Oh, I don't know. But yeah, very pleasant, like emerging from a tunnel, or perhaps taking a ferry on a motorised vehicle. Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things that you really should get involved with. Anyway, we got to the end of the road, Ethan and I, and Jason rocked up. Sans Michelle. Not sure what had happened to her, but I was preoccupied. I'd found something of a very interesting texture. What is that thing there? I'm not quite sure. It's flypaper with a bunch of dead insects stuck to it. Oh, wouldn't you like to just munch down that big one that was stuck there in the middle? Michelle had dropped her top box. It had shaken itself loose from the vibrations. We got it strapped back on and attempted a hike. There was a path right by where we parked, so we set off on that, but it evaporated almost immediately. The red tags marking the way were becoming less and less frequent, so we relied on reconnaissance missions via drone, and we realised that indeed the valley was pretty pleasant. The path got less and less distinct, so we started to mark our way, a la Crumbs marking the way back home. Is that Hansel and Gretel? I can't remember. Anyway, we found a spot from which to enjoy the views, and we did just that. This is like the centre of the maze, isn't it? And accomplishing those views was like killing the Minotaur. Now we had to follow our ball of yarn, also known as little arrows we'd marked, in order to get back down. I had a look down this hole, and inside I was very giddy, expecting some sharp-toothed rodent to jump out at me, but it didn't happen, and I'm alive to tell the tale. We never found the path. Our breadcrumbs and ball of yarn was a bunch of nonsense, but we did find this mountain stream, which we assumed headed downhill. Apparently water flows that way, and it successfully led us back to our bikes. Here you can get a good look at the generic Chinese 150 scooters that Michelle and Jason had at the time, and they are actually a really very capable little mountain goats. And there's the GN125 copies that Ethan and I were riding. If you're interested to see what those would look like after being modified, then it's probably a good idea to subscribe right about now and look at almost any other motorcycling video on my channel. Get yourself off social media, put down your devices, and go out for a motorcycle adventure to a nature reserve. Goodbye.